Hello there everybody, my name is DJGT and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about all of the confirmed and non-confirmed planets, locations and levels within the prequel era in LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. Just as a personal point, all of the information that I'm going to be dispersing in this video is directly pulled from trailers and devlogs on the game, so there is the potential that some of these confirmed sections could be outdated, as development is a very wavy system in the modern gaming industry. However, I do believe that if they have put these in promotional videos, that they will most likely be ending up in the final game regardless. Now, on to the main part of the video. We are of course starting with Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, where we have a screenshot from the storyboard section in the devlog of the game, which starts out with the player or players piloting the Republic consular ship in space over Naboo, towards the Trade Federation core ship, which leads into the level originally referred to in the original LEGO Star Wars video game as Negotiations, where Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon are betrayed by the Trade Federation and they have to fight their way off the ship and get onto a transport down to the surface in Naboo. Furthermore, there are screenshots and footage of Otto Gunga which suggests that you will visit the underwater city after navigating the swamps for a short while, where you'll eventually come into contact with everybody's favourite comedy relief character, Jar Jar Binks, who will serve as your guide to Otto Gunga and will have a similar cutscene to the original game, where you must convince Boss Nass to give you a Bonga submarine to make it through the planet core to Theed, which looks as though it is a part of the level itself instead of previously having been a cutscene. From this original space section, I think it's fairly evident that there are certain prerequisites to begin missions in this game within a certain episode, much like the older Lord of the Rings games that you had to travel directly to the start of the mission with the required characters for said mission, instead of being able to do what you could with previous Star Wars games, that being just going through a door and starting the mission from the off. Furthermore, there is the possibility that some original levels have been split into two sub-levels, if you will, although being stated to be still the same level. The levels of this new game seem to be rather long relative to past iterations, as some of them encompass 2 levels worth of the last games like LEGO Star Wars and the complete saga. Seeing that both Negotiations and Invasion of Naboo both have the same naming scheme in this accompanying screenshot. It is rather bizarre, but hey ho. After this first long mission, the second level puts you into the open world of Theed, where it seems that you have to navigate to the palace in order to start the mission that was previously referred to as Escape from Theed, where you rescue Padme Amidala and the royal entourage from the Trade Federation to make a plea to the Galactic Senate. After this event, you take to space in the royal yacht, but have to land on Tatooine to get a new hyperdrive as it was damaged, where you bump into Anakin Skywalker and Watto, which leads into the pod racer section of the level. Upon completing this section, the player leaves Tatooine for Coruscant, where a cutscene with regards to the speech by Padme plays, and you're then sent back to Naboo to begin the original Darth Maul mission. There are 3 levels in the movie that are all taking place side by side, that which being Darth Maul, the Battle of Naboo, and the core ship battle with Anakin in space. All of these levels are played sequentially from Darth Maul, which has been renamed Retake Naboo, the Battle of Naboo, and Command Ship, which then finishes the Phantom Menace in the game. Now on to the next episode in the prequel trilogy, Attack of the Clones, where it starts out after the bombing of Padme's royal yacht at the start of the movie in the federal district of Coruscant in the open world of the game, which then explicably leads into the Zam Wesell chase, which appears to occur both in the air with the speeders and also a ground chase and fight, as actually occurred in the movie, where Jango Fett then assassinates her as she is giving Obi-Wan and Anakin important information about her boss. This section also seems to be within the actual open world hub of the game, which I find rather interesting. After this level is completed, it looks as though the player is deposited into the Coruscant Uskru district, which is where Zam Wesell is assassinated and where Anakin is told the prophecy of Darth Plagueis the Wise in Episode 3 of Revenge of the Sith in the Opera House. Upon being dropped into the Uskru district, you take control of Obi-Wan Kenobi in his search for the origin of the saber dart that Jango Fett shot at Zam Wesell, which leads him to look into the Jedi archives, which it looks like you can actually go to in the game. Upon actually finding the planet from Yoda and his younglings in that massive shadow room, the player travels to Kamino by ship in search of Jango Fett and uncovers the clone army, which then leads to a fight for Jango Fett, which then in turn leads to a space battle for Jango Fett, which is labelled The Hunt for Jango, which finishes out this mission upon completion. The next level is set on Theed with Anakin and Padme, as Anakin has been assigned as Padme's protector until he starts getting visions of his mother dying, and they head to Mos Espa to look for her, where there is the potential for a level where the player will take out the Tusken Raiders after having found Anakin's mother, killing not only the men, but the women and the children too. After this, it looks as though Obi-Wan's message gets to Anakin and he makes his way to Geonosis and starts the original droid factory mission, which is now called Geonosis Infiltration, where you fight your way through the droid factory in search of Obi-Wan. There is an epilogue to this mission, it seems, where you play as Mace Windu gathering Jedi to take to Geonosis to fight in the upcoming mission, the Geonosian Arena, which used to be called Jedi Battle, where the player fights the Reek, the Nexu, and the Ackley. Oh dear lord, the Ackley. After completion of this mission, you are deposited into the open-world Petranaki Arena and have to make your way to Dooku's hideout and fight him as Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Yoda. If it is in keeping with the original level, then this mission is labelled Battle of the Jedi, whereas originally it was labelled Count Dooku. Completing this mission then finishes off Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Moving on to the final episode in the trilogy, Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, where we don't have an explicit storyboard information or screenshots from this episode, and I believe this is intentional so as to not spoil an Order 66 mission within the game, as they actually did show 3 different episodes worth of missions within these storyboards: The Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and A New Hope, almost specifically skipping out Episode 3, but I don't know. Let me know down in the comments if you think this is also the case. Episode 3 looks as though it starts out with the battle over Coruscant, where Anakin and Obi-Wan are attempting to rescue the Chancellor, fighting their way through the space battle around them, then landing on the Invisible Hand, General Grievous' flagship, to go rescue him on foot, where they have to fight their way through countless waves of B-1 and super battle droids until finally making up to the spire of the ship and fighting Count Dooku. I'm unsure as to whether or not they will combine these 2 missions into one level in this game. However, looking at how they've treated previous levels within this game, I would say that it is quite likely. After having freed the Chancellor, the player or players will be escorted to the bridge and fight Grievous and his bodyguards, which will then complete the first or second level, dependent as to whether or not they split it or combine it. The third level is the fight on Utapau, with General Kenobi versus General Grievous, where there will most likely be a cutscene explaining the reasoning for going there in their Jedi High Council room and setting up the story for the following Battle of Kashyyyk level, and then travelling to Utapau. The level takes place in the Separatist core ship, unlike in the original game where you fight on a random landing platform in a Pauan sinkhole. The appearance of Commander Cody in other scenes in the trailer suggests that this will be the second playable character in the level, as was in the original level in the LEGO Star Wars video game. It is unclear as to whether or not the Battle of Kashyyyk and the Battle of Utapau missions will be played at the same time within the same level, or if travel is required in between these levels, but it can be assumed that the Battle of Kashyyyk will immediately be before or immediately be after the mission Senate Showdown, which is known to be the battle between Yoda and the Senate within the Senate building. The next level is expected to be something either similar to Ruin of the Jedi from the original LEGO Star Wars game, or a potential Order 66 specific level where you would play as Yoda during the Battle of Kashyyyk, much like the original game. However, this is more so speculation, as no footage has been released as part of the trailers to suggest that this level exists. The expected final level, which was previously known as Darth Vader, would suggestively place Anakin versus Obi-Wan, player versus player, on the lava-laked planet of Mustafar, and have them fight it out as you were able to in the last part of the last level in the original game. Several clips of this level has been released, including a section where you're on the Mustafar and lava collectors, and on the Maglev platform in a quick-time event. Due to the fact that it's not possible to have another drop-in character to be there on Mustafar, it can be assumed that most of the level will not be co-op and will be a slog battle against your co-op partner. Thank you, everyone, for watching. This video has taken quite a while to write and record, so any support on this video would be massively appreciated. For those of you who are interested in joining my community, I have my Discord linked to the description and comments section below, so that we can talk more about the content of this video here. I have been DJGT, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and may the Force be with you, always.